All right, how's everybody doing this morning? I was on a trip to go across country around the world, go across country. But I started having some problems with my engine. I had trouble with breathers with a bad breather earlier, which company was great. They replaced it. But my oil pump, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. I wasn't getting the pressure that I needed. So I headed for home. I got to Sumter, South Carolina, and home was about 4 hours from there. And I thought, well, let's go home, check a couple of things. If I can fix it, we'll just head out from the house in the morning. Well, turns out once I got to looking at it, I really wasn't happy with what I was seeing, and the bike didn't feel right. Like I said, the oil pressure just wasn't where I wanted it to be. As you can see, I got my micrometer on the crank. My crank isn't round, it's in spec because that's what I was checking. But I want to show y'all something over here. This is why you always check your stuff, man, and stay on top of it. I'd replaced the cams and lifters, breathers, other things. Bike's almost got 100,000 miles on it. So I was having oil problems. So I broke down my oil pump, and you can see, housing I got here, and here's all the parts. I was having oil pressure problems. Now, as I was pulling the pump apart, looks normal, gear here is normal, gear there is normal. The spring's not in bad shape. Main drive gear's okay, but to my surprise, sadly, I got to looking at this. See how that came into? I don't know what caused it, but this had cracked, and this was causing me oil pressure problems because, this is the main drive in my oil pump. So I came back and broke the bike down. This could have been a catastrophic failure, by the way. It really could have. Whenever your oil pressure is consistently between 25 and 35, you're good. But mine was going up and down. It was cavitating a little bit, which my bike never does, which told me something wasn't right. So I got to the house and decided, well, I'll just break this mug down. We'll get in here and look. And I wanted to check to see if my crank was in spec. My micrometer's a little off right there. I had it set up a little bit better. I didn't read it like that. But anyway, I put my micrometer on there, put it in 6th gear, rolled her around. Sure enough, crank is in spec, no problem. I had an oil pump issue, and believe it or not, that crack in that gear caused me some trouble. And luckily, I caught it before I had a big failure. And one way I check this, besides reading up here on the computer, which the Harley will tell you, I can look up here because the computer, or the ECM basically, on this bike, I can tell what's going on. I could tell it wasn't where I wanted it. But now I've got a Dynajet tool right here, which I had in my saddlebags. Because with these bikes, you really can't, with that one, they got that tool bag on that panhead. I can walk into Napa or O'Reilly's or Advance Auto and basically get what I need to get me going again. But with these, with ECMs and computers, you can't. So I've got a Dynajet for this bike so I can read the diagnostics on it and set up my ECM however I want. I always recommend, if you're going to work on these bikes, go to Fuel Moto and invest in a Dynajet. But now I'm getting ready to go back up. Everything is cool, looking good. I cleaned out the oil cooler. I dropped the oil pan, cleaned all that out, just checking to make sure there was no debris or crud in there, which there wasn't. Everything was good. But this fuel pump, as you can see here, is cooked. And it's basically because of this broken gear here. I don't know if it's wear, life, something, or the cams, or whatever, the oil pressure. It's just one of those deals. But I'm going to replace my oil pump with this cool fueling high flow oil pump. So if this will be beautiful, this will be the bee's knees. We'll be on the road and going, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm getting this back up. I will continue my trip. I will reschedule and go. But luckily I caught that before, I had anything really bad happen to me. It would have sucked to be stranded somewhere because your oil pump quit on you, and that would have messed up everything in the engine. So always keep an eye on your oil pressure. Check your oil religiously. If you're not staying on these bikes, on the twin cams especially, if you're not staying really between 27 and 35 on your oil pressure, look into it, check it out. But like I said, I've got almost 100,000 on this bike. You know, I've swapped out some stuff in the bottom end. I'm running 570 S and S cams, so it's time. Let's let's get a higher flow fuel pump, and we'll get it done. But anyway, these things happen. Anyway, y'all be good to yourselves. I got to ride this bike for the next couple of days. Life sucks, doesn't it?